music and everything? Good morning. It's the probate edition of the Elder Law Report. We have someone who knows a bit about probate here and is very humble, so I can't give her a grandiose introduction. Miss Dianne Thackerson is my special guest today. Hey, Dianne.
Good morning.
Good morning. And if you want to see us live, if you want to see what we're doing in the studio, you can go to our Facebook page and check that out there. It's McIntyre. What is it? Hey, what is it, Taylor?
McIntyre Elder Law.
McIntyre Elder Law, right in the search bar. Okay, or go to mcelderlaw.com and sign up for our e-newsletter, and you'll get a copy of the show emailed right to your inbox. So, thank you for being here. Good morning, Hayden.
Good morning, Greg.
All right, so we've got in order Hayden, me, Dianne, and Taylor this morning.
Good morning.
Dianne is the probate director in our office and has how many years experience doing probate and other things?
Probate and other things.
27 years?
Almost 28.
Almost 28 years at the courthouse as a clerk in Cleveland County, and now as our probate director. I'm honored to work with her, honored to have her, and just can't wait to get into the show today. So you know what? It's been a good week for me. It's been a good week for us. I was in Winston-Salem yesterday at the Veterans Administration's regional benefit office there, and we were trying to solve problems on veterans aid and attendance cases and working with the staff there and the crew there, and just fixing different issues that you can't fix over the phone sometimes. Sometimes it takes trying to go there and look somebody in the eye. There's a certain amount of accountability there on the other side, you know, and the VA kind of has things pieced out all over the country in the way they do it. And it makes communication hard sometimes. That's one of the knocks on the VA is the communication piece. But you can go to a regional benefits office, and that's what we did yesterday. And, you know, by the time we left, we felt very good about the service we received and about the answers we received, and we got a lot done on clients' cases yesterday. So that was my experience. We do veterans benefits, veterans aid and pension benefits. That's a pension benefit where two married veterans could receive over $34,000 per year if, say, one needs care, okay, or one needs even just an in-home help, even if a loved one, husband or wife, is providing that care, or another family member is providing that care. Just maybe need a little help getting around, a little help with meals, things like that. Then you can be eligible for that pension benefit as long as you're a veteran. And there's some other rules, but you know, if you need to get in touch with us about anything we talk about on the show today, because we're going to talk about probate. We're going to bring out a lot of information on probate. Should you do it? Should you avoid it? How to avoid it? And how it's not such a nightmare after all. We do guide people through probate processes all the time. But our main office is located at 123 West Marion Street in Shelby, North Carolina. And our office, our central location is 123 West Marion Street. We do have meeting spaces in Charlotte and in Asheville and other places too. And we'd be glad to see clients there by appointment only. If you need to call us and you're in the, say, from Charlotte to Tryon area, the 704 area code, you can call us 704-343-6933. If you're in, say, Tryon to Asheville area, the 828 area code, you can call us at 828-398-0181. And again, we're centrally located in Shelby, North Carolina, but do have meeting spaces in Charlotte and Asheville. And we also, just like Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, or the doctor on Little House on the Prairie, we'll go see you at your house. We'll come to you. We'll bring them out to you.
We've done that.
Right? Absolutely. So, without further ado, Hayden's Happy Place. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Today it is Taylor and Hayden's Happy Place.
Taylor and Hayden's Happy Place.
Yes.
Awesome.
I went to the doctor the other day and was told I need to exercise 3 times a day, among some other cautionary things that I need to do. And I'm more a couch potato.
Right.
And I've been that way a long time. So I started out by thinking, what do I like to do? What would I do and keep at it? And I thought, I love the outdoors and I love wearing jeans. And I thought about walking, hiking, biking. Those are some things I could do. So I started looking at trails in the area.
Mhm.
There are thousands of miles of trails in
There
the
are.
state. 3,000 up around the Parkway, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Appalachian Trail, the Nantahala-Pisgah Forests. 3,000 miles just there, and the Carolina Thread Trail it's growing. I mean, daily they've added new parts of the trail. One of the parts of the Carolina Thread Trail is supposed to be going to connect with the Broad River Trail here in Cleveland County.
Mhm.
And one of the things I learned was that today is National Trail Day,
Oh.
and I can skip
National
a lot of
Trail.
these
So
other things.
We need to go walk on a trail after this.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. Maybe we can walk home.
In McCannville tomorrow, they're having a special event where
I'm gonna end up walking home.
you think so?
I don't know.
If you're going with me, you're riding.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not walking.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll hike. I won't walk.
Okay.
Anyway, just make it a long story short. There are lots of places you can hike and walk, but they're in McCannville tomorrow. They're celebrating National Trail Day with free kayak rides, bike rides, things for the kids. A Carolina Trail Pale Ale beer that they're
Trail Pale Ale?
pushing. Yeah, Trail
Say
Pale.
that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Trail Pale Ale, Trail Pale Ale.
And
Trail Pale
food, so that's a nice event if you want to get out and just try a little bit of things like
Ale. You know,
this.
we've had a lot of, even locally here, trails built up over the last few years.
We've got one that's
The
two
Kings
two
Mountain
point-
Greenway Trail.
Yeah,
There's one in Shelby next to the train trestles there. That's the Greenway Trail.
yeah, it's about 2.2 miles, and it crosses a 120-foot suspension bridge. I found out, so that's going to be my first try.
I've done that before. I've ridden bikes on that trail too. Yeah, you
And
can
the
do bikes.
Spindale has one that's
In the middle of the
That
night.
sounds more interesting riding a bike.
Yeah.
In the middle of the
Spindale-
night, no doubt. Seriously.
I'll just finish with this.
Okay.
Spindale has one that's 7 miles long,
Okay.
and it's asphalt and hard packed gravel, and it says, quote, no big hills.
Yeah.
So I'm looking toward that. But Taylor has a different attitude toward getting fit, and she is now a champion.
Well, I hear Taylor is now the kickball champion of Gaston County.
Well, it's not me. It's actually my Gaston County team, the obstructionist for.
The obstructionist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And then we actually won last night. It was exciting. We beat Parks and Rec.
And that was the championship of your league?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
We're done until next fall.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's how you get your
I'm sorry.
exercise?
It's running around for 45 minutes, and that's about it.
And you play volleyball,
No, softball.
softball?
Yep. I did play volleyball when I was in high school, but I wasn't very good.
But you were very good at softball.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I was.
And-
I sure was.
And now kickball.
And now kickball.
Principle is essentially the same.
Pretty
I
much.
had played kickball since elementary school.
We need to get
It was
Other than
fun,
that,
too.
It would be so much fun.
I wanted to come watch the championship last night, but by the time Steph and I got finished, we worked out last night. It was our 18th wedding anniversary. To my wife, I love you very much. Happy 18 in one day wedding anniversary. I'm going to take her out this weekend, and I
And she
figured
had
I'd
such a
better.
fun one last night.
I figured I'd better take her out to eat last night. We did. Yeah, we had some. I had to go by to get a computer repaired, which took a while. But then we got out to eat and had a good meal last night.
That's
So
nice.
anyway, so thank you so much. Anything else on the happy place and
I think
getting in shape?
I think we better listen to Dianne for a while.
Oh, let's get it. I'm ready.
And then I'm gonna go hike this afternoon.
I'm ready to get into some probate. Okay. And yes, I would love to play on a kickball team. That would be fun. Okay.
I
Softball
could
too.
kick it. I don't know how fast I could run.
Well, after I broke my foot in 4 places on acorns, I think I better stay away from kicking anything.
So Dianne, thank you for being here on the show today. You doing okay so far?
So far.
So far? Okay. I want to make sure that we have your mic up there, that everybody can hear you. All right.
Yes, sir.
It took me, for people in the audience, a long time to get Dianne on the show. I think, we'd go running out the door to do the show for the probate show, and something would come up or something. I don't know. So,
Laryngitis.
yeah. Dianne is a very, very funny person, a very smart person. How about that? And has tons of probate experience. And so, you and I work together and we do a lot of probate cases, right?
Correct.
So probate's been around for a long time and worked quite well to pass assets. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there's a certain, but it gets a little bit of a bad rap
It does.
because of some headaches that people experience perhaps, or perception of headaches they experience when they have to probate a will. So let's start there. What is probate? Taylor, what's probate? Go ahead and tell us.
Oh, you're gonna really?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I just know that I have to come to Dianne if I ever need it.
Okay. So, Hayden, what do you think probate is?
Well, Dianne was very helpful to me.
Good
My
answer,
mother-
Taylor. Good
Yes.
shot. Way to give it the
You
old
go to
college
the
try.
source when you don't know the answer. We never guess.
I tried.
That's right. When my mother passed away, Diane's been very helpful to me by getting the papers together and showing me where to dot my I's, cross my T's, and I tried to do the legwork as much as I could myself, but I really needed her. It was mass confusion just looking at the papers and trying to figure out where to start. You know, what do I do first? What do I do second? What have I forgotten? What did I not copy? What did I not verify? And my mother's estate consisted of 2 stock certificates and a checking account and a credit card. And if it was that much confusion to me, and I do get confused on into that, they're laughing. Get laryngitis. Then it's bound to be confusing to people with
Right.
multiple property. Well, they had multiple properties, but you know, various accounts, and I just can't imagine a complicated one. I'm just glad we have you.
Okay. So,
I think one of the things about probate is a lot of times people think if they are listed on the will, then they have the right to do whatever needs to be done,
okay.
which is not correct until it is probated. A certificate of probate is issued at the clerk of
That's
court's
right.
office.
Just because they filed a will or there is a will, that means nothing really.
It's
They
just
haven't done
on
it.
record.
Yeah.
It has to be probated to be a legal binding document.
So probate, estate administration, and probate is simply when somebody passes away, anybody, okay, if they have titled assets, bank accounts in their name, credit card debt, a home, a car, stocks, bonds, securities, anything like that, that has to change title and that isn't a beneficiary asset, then you have to go to the courthouse and say, hey, there's no will. Let's figure out under the law how to pass these things down to the heirs.
Even if there is
Law.
a will, you have to do that.
If there's a will, then you take the will, right?
That's
And death certificate, and you probate that, right?
correct.
And the clerk, Madam Clerk, hands you, I'm not calling you Madam, I'm just saying Madam Clerk of the courthouse. You play that role, you play that part for me. Here's my will, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
It looks like a radio show outline, but it's not, that's my will, okay?
Well, it is a self-proving will, so
Oh.
the witnesses do not have to come in.
So if it's not self-proving, I gotta call my witnesses in?
Yes, we have to have them in to verify.
Well, what if they're dead, or they live out of the country, or they're out of state?
Well, then you have to have sign an affidavit or somebody that knows them, knows
Right.
they're not available, knows why they're not available, and is familiar with their signature to be able to swear to their signature.
Hey, I just thought about something. If I'm handing you my will, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it
I'm dead.
I do, yeah, you are.
Okay. So I'm handing you somebody else's will.
That's right.
This is somebody else's will.
Mhm.
I need to probate their estate. Okay, so
Well, let's
You're
see.
killing me. It must be mine.
Yes, you're named in it to be the
Oh,
executor
I'm
of
the
the estate, and you
executor.
don't have to be bonded. That is wonderful.
that's great. Oh, so it needs to have in there written in that I can serve without bond, or I might have to post a bond. I might have
Yes,
to pay
you
money to
would.
serve
Yes,
you.
sir, unless the heir signed a
Okay.
bond waiver.
And then if it's not self-proving, then I've got to call my witnesses in.
Right.
What?
Or, yeah, that's.
And if they're not available and you can't get it, then the will is not valid.
What does self-proving mean?
It's a statement in there that says the person, when they signed it, of age over 18, sound mind and disposing memory, and not under any influence or stress, to sign the will.
And usually you'll see it as a self-proving affidavit attached to the will. So if your will doesn't have that, you might want to think again and check on it.
And has 2 witnesses.
If your will doesn't have that, you should call us.
That's right.
before you die.
At
Correct.
704-343-6933 or 828-398-0181. We're located at Shelby, North Carolina, 123 West Marion Street in Shelby. Or we can meet you in home or at one of our Asheville or Charlotte locations by appointment only. I wish I didn't have to say all that, but I do.
Yes,
Anytime
you
I
do.
mention those phone numbers, okay? So, self-proving, plus a witness has to sign it, or two witnesses has to sign it, a notary plus the testator, the person whose will it is, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you think that will has all the, has that got everything you think on it?
No.
No? Okay. So if that were true, then I'd have to go back to the drawing board and say, wow, what can we do? We can do an estate administration at that point. I could try to qualify as a next of kin, as a spouse or next of kin,
Correct.
right, as an administrator without the will. And then the state already has set up a set of rules to pass your property called the laws of intestate succession, okay? And which is a neat set of rules, which you know very well, I know as well, all right? I've outlined all those and I like working in those, but it doesn't always pass property the way you want to pass it, does it?
Not always.
Does it have anything about giving money to the church or giving, the guns to your grandson or no, I mean, it doesn't have anything about that. It would just split the property pretty much as a rule of thumb evenly to the heirs.
Correct.
Except for if there's a spouse, the spouse could either get more than anticipated or get the short end of the stick. And I've seen that happen.
The spouse can also file for a year's allowance now, which means that they can apply for the first $30,000 of personal property only.
You could, yeah.
Um,
Without a will. That's not even
Or with
opening
a
an
will.
estate. Yeah.
Or with or
With
without
or
a
without a
will.
will.
But that would pay directly to the spouse to help them with their living expenses for the first year after death.
Who determines what they get?
Depends on what's in the estate, and they can choose, the spouse can choose what they want to apply for. If there's, and sometimes a year's allowance is all some spouses have to do, because if real estate is entirety property, which it means it's listed as husband and wife, it goes to the surviving spouse, counts joint with right of survivorship or payable on death. If there's nothing else, they can apply on the year's allowance for what they need.
Well, and that works to pass a lot of, like a car or accounts or, many other things sometimes, right?
Insurance policies that do not have beneficiaries, or the beneficiaries was predeceased.
What should I do if I want to take steps to pass my property outside of the will? Because, how long is this process going to take, this probate process?
If you do a small estate, they have to be deceased 30 days before you can file anything.
So that's a month.
And if it's a regular estate, when you have the death certificate and all that, you can go ahead to start.
But you might as well say 30 days to get all the paperwork together.
And then there's 3 months to clarify everything. A lot of times people don't know all the assets,
Right.
the exact amounts, and they have to qualify on the estate to have a letter or an affidavit to say they're the ones to handle it legally before they can get that information.
Sure.
So, because you have to have a copy of the signature cards to show how the money pays. You need an amount that's in there at death. And the clerk verifies all of this, and we have to have proof of all that. If it's a regular estate, you have to run an ad in the paper to publish for creditors if there's any outstanding debts. And that is usually about 3 months. You have actually a year from the time you file until the final has to be done. But a lot of times, things are taken care of within that, and it can be closed when you do the final, if everything's taken care of. You have proof of everything. And a few do that, and some take even longer. So it can take up to a year, and sometimes if there's issues, then you can do an annual accounting and leave it open because you've got, a claim to pay, or if there's money due in from a claim about asbestos, which we have a lot of those coming in.
I say minimum 5 to 6 months, just when I get people estimates.
Correct.
Because
That's
you've
the
got-
minimum.
You got to get your paperwork together. You got to close it out on the back end too. So a lot of month for the front end and back end, and then the 3 month waiting period, whether it's a small estate or just a regular estate, but you'd have to publish in the paper with that one for 4 consecutive weeks for a month, and then from the first date of publication, it starts that 90-day period for 3 months, right? The 3 month period. And why is there a 3 month period? Is that so you can send money to my estate? So people are like, oh, Greg passed away, let's send a bunch of money to his estate.
It's so the executor administrator can find out what is in the estate, verify everything to make sure they get everything included.
Okay.
And most of the time they do. There are times that things spring up after we file the inventory, which is fine, because we can add it to the file. However, if you do the inventory and file at the same time and something else comes in, then you have to reopen the estate if it's been closed.
Right. So that 90-day period, a lot of times though, that's creditors, right? I mean, they get notice that says, hey, Greg passed, and now we're gonna try to come collect our debts, right? Anything he owed.
That's with the publication.
Yeah.
I was just thought you were done that, why you had to wait 30.
Yeah.
I mean, the 3 months that they allow from the filing of the application to the inventory.
But a lot of times, I mean, that publication of that notice period is so that Medicaid or now there's a proactive duty in the statute, which we need to look at. Yeah, for the executor to notify the Department of Health and Human Services when somebody passes away, so that Medicaid can file a lien, okay, and also any other creditors, and that when the liens are filed and placed on an estate, sometimes forces the property like a home or land or a car or stocks, bonds, money that go through the estate to have to be used. A home would be sold
Right.
to pay that lien, right?
If there are assets in the estate to pay the debts, then they have to be paid. And if you don't have the assets, then if there is real estate, then it needs to be sold to pay the claims in the estate. And if there's not enough money to pay, then most of those are prorated if you know about them.
Hey, what's a quick and easy way that you could avoid having your home go through the probate process and possibly be subjected to liens forcing the sale on it?
Put Ladybird deed on it.
Put a ladybird deed on it. Give me 5. That should be a
I'm gonna
song.
give you 10 for that
You
one.
need to write that song. Put a ladybird deed.
Okay, I'll work on
Okay?
it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ted. We want that by next show, okay?
Okay, I'll work on it.
Okay.
And you can do the checking account.
I can think of a song that's kind of like that.
You're a published author, songwriter.
Right. I
Yeah,
have written
that's your
some.
resume?
I have written some songs.
Well, we need to publish it and go
Okay.
get it copyrighted so we can call you a
Oh, it's copyrighted.
songwriter.
He's got enough duties.
Good. So throw a ladybird deed on.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
And I knew the answer to that one.
I did too.
We get more calls.
A life
And
estate deed would
questions
work.
about
A
that.
life estate deed would work with that too.
Sure.
Could work with that too.
Sure.
Yeah. There's some differences in the ladybird deed and life estate deed for Medicaid spin down and allowing them to come in, not avoiding the 5-year look back period, say for nursing home Medicaid to come in and pay.
Well, the Ladybird deed is only for your home and contiguous property.
It is
So-
meant for the policy is to protect the home and contiguous property up to $550,000.
Am I getting there? I'm right.
Well, it's like 548, 600 and something like that. Yeah, but it's close to 550,000. That's right. So that would avoid probate and pass things automatically. When people sit down with me to plan a will, I talk to them. I say, look, I say a will is an insurance policy. That's what I think it is. It's to whatever we don't plan to pass outside of the estate automatically, we'll go through the will. But we want to see if we can have payable on death beneficiaries to bank accounts, which is easy to do now at the bank. Bill, how much time we got left? 5 minutes? All right. We got, we're doing better than I thought it was. So we can put payable on death, or some banks call them transferable on death beneficiaries on bank accounts. Just straight on your checking and savings account, you can do that now. And that doesn't mean that the child or the grandchild has access to that account. That just means if you pass, just like with a life insurance policy, you show a death certificate, perhaps might have to fill out a claims form, but in proof of who you are, and they cut the money out to you, right? They cut you a check or give you the money.
And also, if you have a will and things are listed, sometimes such things are disposed of.
Yeah, before outside the will,
and that's
right.
fine. They do that.
That's a great point. So what? It's kind of like a card game. What trumps? Like what trumps the other? If I have the will, but you have a deed, like a ladybird deed or life estate deed,
And I'm on top.
That's right. You trump me.
The
don't
deed,
you?
yes.
The deed controls, not the will.
That's
Doesn't
correct.
matter if you file a will or not, or if you don't. The
And
deed
that's-
controls the past property. Same thing with
Say
life
that-
insurance
say that
policies.
again. There are more questions, because people believe, like I did, that because I had left my home to my kids in my will, that it was protected and they were gonna get it. And had no idea that I was leaving it vulnerable. And, there's so many people who believe that.
Well, the reason why is there that vulnerability for the lien claim is because 70% of seniors over 65 are going to need some type of long-term care in their life. With the expense of long-term care, it runs up a big tab, and that hopefully you have pockets that are way deep enough to pay that. Okay, but the reality is many people don't. So to protect yourself from that lien, to make sure you secure that residence and legacy for I assume that you worked 30 years or more to pay off that 30-year mortgage on the house, and I hate to see it sacrificed. You also were taxed on that money, and that went to fund things like the Medicaid system, right? But if you did run out of money, then you create a lien there that could sack the house.
That's the
takes the house.
basis for your book,
If you
Savings of Farm. It's so important that people know this information.
That's one of the themes is to put out information on the book Saving the Farm. Where can people get that book?
Well, they can get it in our office. We have those there, but you can get it on Amazon and iBooks,
iTunes?
iTunes.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon, order the paperback, or you can order the ebook or enhanced ebook or audiobook, on Audible, Amazon, iTunes. Sure. Or go to our website, you can order it straight from there too. So anyway, or come by the office, call us. We'll mail you a copy.
Sure.
We'd be glad to take it, payment over the phone. It's $20. It's a bang for your buck.
It is
$20.
a lot of information.
Yeah, thank
for a
you.
very little
I
money.
worked hard on it. About 2.5 years on that book. So anyway, probate isn't the end of the world, and we handle probate for people on a regular basis, from small to large estates. And Ms. Thackerson, thank you so much for helping us do that. Okay, you're a great
Thank you
resource.
for allowing me.
You're a great resource to me and my firm. Okay, and to the many clients that you help. Okay, and I really mean that. I'll tell you this, funny stories. All right, well, I remember sitting in a courtroom and you being the judge on guardianships and other things. And you tried to keep me in line anyway.
I've tried for a long
You
time.
tried for a long time, haven't you?
Yes,
And
sir.
now I'm very honored to work with you. So probate isn't the end of the world. You do want to make sure your will is written correctly, or you can run into problems there. And you also want to, we see it all the time, people who think we could talk for an hour on this. People who think their will is right, or they've tried to cut corners, and they get hurt.
Right.
They really do run into massive problems because they've tried to do it all themselves, or tried to fill in the blanks on some foreign document, or an heir has been a witness on the will, and they can't recover if they're a witness on the will, so they cut themselves out of the will,
That is correct.
which is not a good thing to do. And once you file at the clerk's office in the courthouse, it's a done deal. You can't take it back. So
When a will is brought in there,
Right.
it remains there, and
Okay.
it's the original, not a copy.
true, but yes,
And
the
whether
original.
it's recorded or probated doesn't make any difference, but if there's assets, it has to be,
Sure.
it has to be probated.
Well, again, thank you for just being on the show today. Thanks for coming in. It's easy, right? We just talk.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's all right.
I've just got a lot of work to do.
We do. I do too.
Yes.
So we need to get back to work, and we'll see you next week on the Elder Law Report. Hayden, what's next week's show? We got to roll.
June the 9th, it's the Council on Aging of Buncombe County. Sorry, Council on
They're
Aging
playing
of
us out.
Buncombe County. All about Medicare, and they're going to address that and the other things that the Council on Aging takes care of.
Awesome.
It ought to be fun.
Okay, well, we'll see you next week. Thank you, Milton. That was awesome.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
That was excellent. We could have talked for a long time on it. And tons of other things, you know, that just,
That's mine.
Oh, you want it? Okay.
we need to do probate part 2, because we can talk about passing vehicles. I mean, there's just all kinds of different things we can talk about, you know?